So go to tools, then select triangle tool. After that, we are going to draw a triangle. Okay, so we will draw the triangle like this with this size. Okay, from there, what we are going to do is we are going to set the color. So we will set the color to something like deep blue. Okay, this color is okay, so I will adjust it small. Okay, then I will hit OK. Then I'll press Ctrl T to transform it. Then I'll right click on the shape. Okay, then I will select rotate 90 degrees clockwise. Then hold the shift key and drag it upwards. Okay, to stretch it. Okay, to the top. From there, you will do the same thing to the down. You will hold the shift key and drag to the down. After that, hit enter to confirm the transformation. Okay, so from here, what I'm going to do now is I'll position it more. Okay, I'll position this shape more. I'll bring it to the top small so that it's something like this. Then I'll go to the tools and then I'll select rectangle tools. From the rectangle tools, I'll just create my rectangle. Okay, like this. Okay, then I will stretch it up, down small. Okay, then what I'm going to do now is I will stretch it to this side a little. Then I will make sure I transform it to a rounded rectangle like this one. Then I will rotate it to fit this tie. So make sure you have the same thing like this. So I'll position this one to the right side. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I will change the color. Okay, so I'll change the color to orange. From there, what I'm going to do now is I'll make a copy of that one. Then I will change the color to white. Okay, so if you want to make a copy, you press Ctrl J to do that. So I'll right click and copy, then I'll rasterize that particular layer. Then what I'm going to do now is I'll go for my marquee tool. If you want the marquee tool, press M for the marquee tool, then select half of the shape. Okay, then delete by pressing the backspace. After deleting it, come back to rectangle 1, then make a copy of rectangle 1. After making a copy, place it over rectangle 1 copy. Okay, so you have a copy of that orange over the rasterized rectangle. Now what we are going to do now is we are going to reduce the size of the newly created rectangle shape. Okay, like this, so that we will see the shapes underneath. Okay, then we will stretch to make it fit the style we want. Then we will set the stroke, okay, for this particular one to white, something like this. So we set it to white. Then we go for, after setting it to white, we will change the stroke size to fit to bigger size. The first one, it wasn't big, so we will increase the size more. Then what we are going to do is we will go for the rectangle 1 shape, then change the color to blue so that it will match the first triangle we created. So now we have this. I'll go for the pen tool and create this shape. Okay, so I'll create this shape here using the pen tool, something like a rectangle at the right corner, at the left corner, sorry, of this one. Then what I'm going to do now is I'll create another rounded. What I'm going to do now is I'll create a rounded rectangle like this. Then I'll set the color to white. Then I'll set the stroke to blue. Okay, something like this. Okay, then position it at this section. After positioning it, what I'm going to do now is I'll select the orange rectangle shape this time around. Then I'll go in for the picture. Okay, so this picture is for my friend Vasti. Okay, so I'll look for a picture. So I'm just going through my folders to look for a picture. Okay, I think the picture will be here, so I will look for a picture. Okay, I have this one is Theodora, this one is Theodora Graves. I don't like this. I'm looking for varsity. Okay, I think I found a picture. Here is it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick this picture, then I'll drag it here. Okay, I'll drag it here, then I'll reduce the size more because I want to place it inside the orange rectangle. Now you can see that the image is not on the orange, so I'll bring it to the orange side, then I'll press Ctrl Alt G to clip the image. So you can see that I've clipped it. If you want to clip the image, you can right click on it and then you go for clip image, then you do that. But you can also use the shortcut Ctrl Alt G to do it. So from here I have to create another shape, so I'm going to add some kind of design element to the work. So I'll create this small triangle here and then set the color to blue. I'll bring it to the side. Okay, something like this is okay for me. And I have to increase the size more, so I'll sorry for the delay. So I'm rotating it. Okay, so I'm rotating it to my design aspect. So it's just a design element, so anything you can add to your work so that it will be nice, you can do it that way. So I'm just adding some element to it. So this is the element I'm going to add. Okay, this triangle, I'll make a copy of that, then I'll bring the copy to the down here. So it looks like the two triangles are pointing to the image. You can see that other one is pointing and this one is pointing. That is the intention behind those elements I placed there. Then I'll bring in the circle. I'll draw another circle. This time around I'll set the color to white and then the stroke to blue, like that. So I will stretch it more. Okay, so I can also place that one to the pointing edge of this triangle. So let me drag this one. Sorry, I'm trying to drag it, so I'll drag it. It's because it is too small. If you don't take your time, you'll be dragging different things. So I'll make a copy, then I'll position that one to this area. Okay, right beside the triangle. This one to right beside this triangle. Okay, something like this. So it's just a design element to make your work look nicer. So any way you want it, you can do it. We don't have a format for that. All right, so after that I can group all this into one. Okay, can group all of them. Okay, so I will select the first one, hold the shift key and then select the other one, then press Ctrl G to group. Actually something like this. So I've grouped that one, then I'll change the name, okay, to this name. Okay, shapes, something like this. Then what I'm going to do now is, now that I've finished with the shapes, it's like I created shapes. Okay, I'm going to add rectangle. In design it's all about shapes. Okay, so I'll add my text. So what I'm going to do now is I will type happy birthday, like this. Then I'll change the regular to black, like this. Okay, make it more bold. Okay, you can also go for Franklin, this fonts. Okay, so like this. Okay, then I'll position it, I'll stretch it small, like this. Okay, so that it will be more visible. Then You see, I want my text to be more readable and visible. That is all design about. So you just can't go in for any font like that. So I'll position it that way. Then after adding the birthday, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add a name. So I'll go in for the text again. Sorry, I'll go in for the text. Then I'll type right after happy birthday. I'll type it right after happy birthday. And going to I'm going to type happy birthday. So this time I'll type her name, Basti Setre. That is her name. I'll type her name like this, Basti Setre. Then I'll change the font for that text. Okay. And I will position it right after happy birthday. Okay. So something like this is okay for me. We are almost done with the design work. After adding this, we have two things to add. We are going to add another shape on the triangle we created for the first time. So I'll create a circle here. Okay, then what I'm going to do now is I'll change the color to, I'll maintain the color blue and then set the stroke to white. Okay. You see that because I didn't position my layers well, you can see that whatever I'm creating now is mixing up with the group I did. So if you're doing, make sure you get time and then you check your layers very well. Okay, and sometimes you don't get time to go through the layers. Okay, so I'll have to create a stroke. So I just make a duplicate of that layer. So the first one was white, so I just created another ellipse over it. So the first ellipse and then the second ellipse. So the first ellipse I set the color to white, and the second ellipse I set the color to blue. That's what I've done here. Okay, so now I can add something. I can add a text to it. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to set the color of my text to white. Then I will type +1 or type +1. From there I can change the font as well. Then I'll confirm that. Then I'll drag this one over this, but you can see that one is under the ellipse, so I have to place the ellipse under it so that it will make it visible. Sorry, I have to position them well. So if you know how you can move your layers around, it is easier when you mix something up. So you can see that the text is underneath this one. Okay, I have to position ellipse that one under this one, then the text will come. The text is white, so that one to the ellipse text is white, so I have to change it and set the color to blue. Matter of time, it's everything okay, something like this. Okay, so my text is now visible. After creating this, what we are going to do now is we are going to create another text, and then the text, what we are going to do is we are going to set it to the date. type the date. Okay, type the date here. So you can see that everything I'm doing is arranged. Okay, so whenever you are doing design, make sure you arrange whatever you are doing. Like, you can't just be placing things anywhere. Like, okay, just know that this is what I'm going to do. You can even make how do you call it, prototype of it, then you follow the prototype to do it. Okay, if you want inspirations too, you can always come to this channel and then you borrow some inspirations for your birthday design. Okay, do go and recommend this channel to your friends and subscribe if you have not done that. Okay, so this is the fully explained version of this video I created earlier. For the first version I didn't explain, but this time I have explained how I use each of the tools in the Photoshop. And you know, most of the tools